Alice Arthur, and my business is thestressreliefsecret.com. So if you're under stress, go to thestressreliefsecret.com. And I'm here, and I can tell you that I have eliminated a great deal of stress simply by learning and understanding the benefits that were available to me here at the Capital Factor Workshop. What I gained is information about increasing my profits, putting video on my websites, any and everything a small business entrepreneur needs to know about getting to that advanced level of increased profits and customer satisfaction. At the Capital Factor, you'll learn how to get your money, where to find it, and how to use it. And I'm encouraging you to take advantage of whatever is offered from the Capital Factor.
So why do 90% of businesses fail within the first year? I mean, it's a commonly known statistic. Inadequate cash flow. There's a lot of people, you can talk about management, you can talk about, it's usually management and cash flow are the two that can cripple a business. Well, again, I'm going to talk to you today about one of the alternative ways to finance the growth of your business.
And that's actually the common consensus with a lot of people that go about business by tying down their personal assets, when that's not the actual way you should do things. You should actually go after business capital in order to finance your business. Do we all agree on that? So now we can, let's see. So basically what we could learn from this is maybe it might be the most powerful thing to use what I like to call OPM, which is other people's money.
The whole credit system in today's world isn't there to protect the consumer. We wish it was, but when it was devised about 16 years ago, it was actually devised, for lenders and for banks to make it more convenient to lend money without having to go through a lot of underwriting procedures. So the important thing with credit scores is we're always fighting against the system, number one, to get the best credit score we can without knowing how the system really works and so forth. So what I bring to the table with my company is basically consumer education, number one, but the most important thing is letting consumers understand how their credit is scored, number one, and what they can do, number one, to have the strategy they need to get to the next level with the credit scores and so forth.
It's not just about getting pumped up and getting in the mindset of thinking, yeah, I'm going to do this. It's not just about knowing what to do and not doing anything. It's about starting to take action and making your life work for you. Because how many of you have heard that whole thing, we just have to think positively? How many of you heard that? Yeah, you just have to think positively and go for more. But there's more to it than that, isn't there? See, there are some people that do and have, and there are others that don't and don't have. So what's the difference between the two? We're going to start figuring that out today. I'm going to be discussing some concepts with you that are going to make more sense than they ever have, and by the end of my talk, you're going to say, aha, that was it. That's the missing puzzle piece to the equation. I want that. Because there are so many things that you can do that you're not doing. Because have you guys ever heard the 80-20 rule, the Pareto principle? 80% of what you do only gets you 20% of the results and vice versa. Did you know that business is 80% psychology and only 20% mechanics? Do you guys realize that? This is that the ability to take action consistently and to be focused 100% is the most important skill that you can possibly have, because you can know everything in the world, but if you don't take action on it, none of it makes any bit of difference.
I was really glad when Rick had us write this down earlier in the day, because it's very important in business financing that you always get your money before you need it. The reason for that is that if you wait too long, it might be too late.
My favorite entrepreneur is a fellow by the name of Christopher Columbus. I know you know both of them. It's kind of an interesting story. If you remember, Christopher Columbus took him years and years to get in to see a venture capitalist, to see Queen Isabella, to talk about his project. That's pretty typical. It takes a long time to get a venture capitalist. Chris finally got in there, and he got his audience with Queen Isabella, and he talked her into doing some funding for him. The thing was kind of curious about him was, if you really think about it, he didn't know where he was going when he started out. He didn't know where he was at when he got there. And when he got back, he didn't know where he had been. and he did it 3 times on other people's money. So I think that makes my favorite entrepreneurial type of stories.
I want to talk about 3 of the biggest problems I see for all kinds of business. I don't care whether you're online or offline. Is number 1, if you have a business, you need a website, and you need to be able to get that website up and running. And that's a problem for a lot of people, because I used to design websites for people as a living. Now I only do it for myself, but I see that as a challenge. Oh my gosh, I need to be able to change my website, and I don't know how, and I don't know how to get content up on the internet. Well, this is an opportunity for people who don't understand how to do that. And then the other thing is getting traffic. The number 1 reason for blogging and understanding how to change out content on the internet is to get traffic. But I don't call it traffic. I mean, on the internet, they took something that we did in old media, called viewers and listeners in radio and television, and readers in journalism, and called them traffic. It's still human beings. You've got to get human beings to show up if you expect to build any kind of relationship with them. And then, of course, that's what gets to the real psychology, I think, of what makes a business work, whether it's brick and mortar, online or offline, is building relationships. You do business with people you know, love, and trust.
Yeah, exactly. They're saying, oh man, online's better. No, it actually isn't. Online's a necessity in today's world. Online is where things are going. However, you still must integrate the two together. That is a necessity in order to be successful today. Why? Because we're dealing with human beings who still like to touch, feel, taste. We're creatures. We're feeling creatures, and we like to smell. We like to actually know you're real. And that's why the things are shifting, because online's really been around effectively in the style of marketing that's been going on right now for about 5 years. So what do you think is going to happen over the next 5 years?
And then finally, your content. Your content you don't create. Your content is created by your market, because your market is the marketing genius. I'm not the genius. You're not the genius. Your market is the genius. That's why they call it marketing. Market is a part of market. And so you want to ask them what they want, you go find it, and then you deliver it to them. That's how simple it is.
Well, it's really an honor to be here today. I really appreciate it, and I hope you can walk away with a little different perspective. We've been talking about marketing and websites and all that, but my thesis is that you can start that, you can build your business, but if you don't get out of your business what you expected from the beginning, what's it worth to you? So I'm going to start with a story. I'm going to tell you how this works.
What I'm going to be talking to you about today is how to skyrocket the response rates and the sales of your website without spending more money on traffic. How many people would be interested in hearing that? Outstanding. Now this is the art and science of what I like to call conversion rate optimization. And how many people here have heard of search engine optimization? Can I see your hands? Outstanding. Well, conversion rate optimization is basically the flip side of search engine optimization. Search engine optimization is all about driving traffic to your website. Well, conversion rate optimization is about everything you do, everything that happens on that website once those visitors hit your page.
What's wrong with this web page? It looks pretty professional, right? Is looking professional the main judge of a website? It's irrelevant to the judging process. It really is. The impact this has on your business, that's the only relevance. Now, whether or not a website is professional or not does have impact in the clients that you attract. So I'm not saying not to be professional, but if we're going to be professional, let's also be effective. This goes back to what Eric was saying about split testing. Okay, what's wrong with this web page? There's links all over the place that you can do. You can scroll down. There's a video, but the video isn't selling anything. It's just giving you a demo of how cool this motivational speaker is. The opt-in form, it's good that it's right up here, and present, but okay, a free report, the foolproof formula to get your foot off the brake in your life, career, relationships for good. Well, I don't think any of us would describe our problem in life as having the foot on the brake.
We have a wrap, folks. Thank you very much.